Great weekend in college football, and I think all eyes were trained on Alabama and A&M because, what was at stake between those two. But there were other games that were sprinkled around the country, and I wanted to have Rick Neuheisel in, the Pac-12 network analyst, and he joins us now. Where do you want to start, Rick?
Well, I just wanted to mention that you looked much more comfortable inside the studio last evening, despite the inclement elements in Seattle. You're no longer a sideline guy. In Denver, you looked awfully uncomfortable when the wind and the rain came your way.
Did I look soft?
You look soft.
Okay.
Michelle Tafoya was the tougher of the two.
I agree wholeheartedly. But thank you.
You were shivering like a leaf on a tree,
stop.
as Elvis would say.
Stop.
You were.
Stop. I was shivering.
Hey, listen, you weren't prepared for the elements. I'm okay with it, but I just thought you should know how it appeared.
Who looked more out of their elements? Me in the rain and whatever, and you against USC.
Fair enough.
All right.
Where should we move next in this conversation?
I had to take a shot. I went desperate there.
You did take a shot.
You play the position, and you study quarterbacks. I'm curious what you see with Johnny Manziel and how that translates to the NFL.
Well, I love Johnny Manziel, and I think that he is going to be a tremendous player at the NFL level. Now, you have to be careful when you try to clip his wings and say that, okay, you're going to do this and play within this framework, because you're going to lose a lot of what the essence of Johnny Manziel is. Johnny Manziel is a guy that's a creator. He's a point guard, and he loves to get out in space. And what you saw on Saturday was his ability to, create plays. Now, some certainly were lucky when he throws it up straight into the sky, and one of his guys comes down with it. You're sitting there going, that didn't just happen. But he is magic, and he's a better thrower than people give him credit for. Mm-hmm. He's a better guy, better in terms of understanding what coverages are, placement of the football, and his ability to create plays with his legs is unparalleled. So, yeah, I'm all over him. I think you have to drink the Kool-Aid when you take him, but I think there'd be plenty of people who would like to do that.
Is he a top 5 pick, Rick? For a team that needs a quarterback.
I certainly say first round. I don't know that he's a top 5 guy.
Who would you take over him right now?
Well, this is going to sound like a homer, but I think the kid at UCLA, Brett Hundley, is fabulous. And I think he's just scratching the surface of what he can be. You think
he's a better pro potential than Manziel?
I think he's got more upside just because of his ability to see down the field. He's a 6'3.5" guy, 225 pounds, and also can impact the game with his legs. And I think Mariota at Oregon's in that company as well. Those two guys are unique in their ability to create, much like Kaepernick can. I know it wasn't a great night for Colin Kaepernick last night, but the way they can create with their legs and still throw the ball into all points of the field, and hit the tougher routes, which are the comeback outs, that 20-yard out route on the sideline. They have all the tools.
Could Oregon's offense be better this year?
It might be. They have got a host of weapons. DeAnthony Thomas requires so much attention because you can't let him loose. And guys like Josh Huff and Braylon Addison and are really making plays. They had a young freshman tight end show up this last week, a kid named John Munt, who had 5 catches for 120 yards. And, and you don't have to guess when you're calling plays at Oregon because the quarterback, Mariota, can pull the ball and then start down, and it can be a bubble screen or it can be a rail shot because someone's coming to take away the bubble screen, and it's all legal because their offensive line hasn't gone down the field. So it's a unique offense. You can find guys open, and they're as the old adage goes, speed kills.
He's Rick Neuheisel, Pac-12 network analyst, joining us. Dan Patrick Show. A.J. McCarron gets lost in all this quarterback talk, and I know viewed as maybe a game manager there. He gets overshadowed by a lot of things on that Alabama team. How good is McCarron in your opinion?
I love A.J. McCarron. As I looked at the numbers following that game, Johnny Manziel was sensational, and like I said, just fun to watch. Can't take your eyes off him. In that game, he averaged 11.9 yards an attempt. When you go to the other side, A.J. McCarron averaged 11.5 yards an attempt. and he does it in workmanlike fashion, which is, certainly the Saban way. But there's something about A.J. McCarron. I was out with Sirius Radio doing the SEC Media Days, and A.J. McCarron came in and sat down with us to do an interview, and he's got that it factor as much as anybody. And I think when he goes to Indianapolis and sits with all the GMs and those little interviews that happen in the hotels there during the Combine, he's going to impress a lot of people. And I would say also a guy that's going to be taken early in the draft.
What do you see when you look at USC?
I see a fabulous group of athletes. I see a team that was looking for an identity offensively. I think they made the right call in Cody Kessler. I thought it was curious that Lane put Max Whittick into the game with the 3 touchdowns up and still 9 minutes left. But, be that as it may, I think the right guy was chosen. I think they used him wisely with respect to play-action passing. He found a bunch of their talented receivers, and I think the sky's the limit for them if they can continue to develop him and his confidence. Well,
I mean, be honest now. You're not at UCLA.
As opposed to what I've been all through the rest of the show.
If I was talking to you privately and I said, is Lane Kiffin in trouble? Should he be in trouble? You would give me a different answer off radio than you would on radio, I believe.
No, I won't.
Do you think Lane Kiffin's in trouble?
There's no question that he's in trouble.
Okay.
There's no question that he's in trouble. I mean, he has a job that requires not only, an unusual winning percentage, but it also requires a little bit of a cachet from its head coach. And he needs to, deliver.
Is there a magic number of wins here, Rick, where he's coaching for his job?
Well, I would say that it has to be at least 8. I would probably go as high as 9. But more importantly, he has to be in the race. They're just, especially if UCLA continues to impress as they did against Nebraska.
But handicap the
Pac-12 continues to do well. What's that?
Handicap there where USC fits in here as far as, UCLA is better, Oregon's better, Stanford's better. Where is UCLA or USC in this mix here?
Well, USC to me has at least the second best defense right now, especially if Josh Shaw continues to play well at corner. If they play as well as they've played, stay healthy on defense, they're going to be really, really good. Arizona State, I think, is a good team. We'll find out more when they go to Stanford this week. UCLA is a really good team, better than I thought on defense because of their young freshmen and how fast they are. But USC, if they can play, if Cody Kessler continues to play like he did the other day and doesn't turn the ball over, I think USC's defense I think it's going to be a heck of a race in the South.
You got your guitar?
I do.
All right, what do you want to play?
Well, I'm so glad you brought up Johnny Manziel because we're going to give a musical tribute to Johnny Manziel.
All right.
Apologies to the great Marty Robbins.
All right, here's Rick Neuheisel.
And may I get the Danettes to try to help me with the high notes?
Fritzy, can you help Rick with the high notes here?
I will give it a shot.
All right, here you go. So
all right, Fritzy, this is sung to the tune of the great Marty Robbins tune, El Paso. Out in the Badlands they call College Station lived a young Aggie named Johnny Manziel. Football and life to him were a bull ride. He rode them both like a bat out of hell. He shocked the nation by beating the best, flattening out the tide. The Heisman came calling, the agents came crawling, but through it all, Johnny football did right. Now our young Aggie's no longer a hero. He was a target of public disdain. Sing it with me, boys. Another victim of fame and fortune. What's wrong with Johnny became the refrain. Then came the White Hats to end this scourge, the NCAA. When they tried to blind him, he said that he signed them, and 6 hours later they said it's okay. Now
has settled. Johnny Manziel is back for a ride. Saturday's game was one for the ages, not quite enough to roll over the tide. I hope we all can admire his talents. I hope we don't have to witness his fall. We might not all say what we did in our 20s, but we will all say we watched Johnny football.
How about that, boys? How about that, boys?
You know what? We would have tried to help you with a chorus if we knew the song. That was the problem. That was great. You did a great job.
Oh, you guys are good.
How's
good.
TV treating you? All right?
TV's fun. You know, it's. I'm not a big timer like you. I don't have all the amenities.
That's true.
People holding my umbrella and the like. But I'm working at it.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on it. But let me know when you get back
Tell
into.
Michelle I said hi.
Yeah, let me know when you get back into coaching.
I'm working at it. And listen, I like that your daughter's looking at UCLA. I'll try to find somebody over there that can help her.
Do you know anybody?
I know one person, but he won't admit to it.
And you don't have to pay her, give her benefits or anything.
Oh, that's the good thing. That's the good thing.
Thank you, buddy. You did great.
See you now.
All right, Rick Neuheisel, Pac-12 Network analyst. Man, that was a full song there. You know, McCarron will just play a couple of verses of Foo Fighters.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.